Darkness fell over the forest, the pale moonlight barely illuminating the rugged path covered with decayed leaves. The distant chirping of insects sounded like whispers of dangers hidden deep beneath the dense grass. Amidst that night, a small but sturdy figure silently slipped by, its body covered with a layer of dry mud shining like armor. Cricket, a face smudged with dirt, eyes sharp like lightning in a stormy sky, cautiously stepping into the unfamiliar forest. A thin grass belt tightened lightly around its waist, peeking out like a secret weapon ready to be unleashed when danger approached. The faint light that Cricket carried swept quickly over each tree trunk, every bush, and every blade of grass stirring in the darkness. Under that flickering rhythm, no one knew where this journey would lead. Only seeing those eyes no longer held the recklessness of the past, but only the courage and vigilance forged through countless trials. Then, suddenly, the space shifted. A mystical purple light quietly spread down to the ground, surrounding like a delicate yet cold woolen scarf. From within the grass, a seductive, graceful, and fragile figure gradually appeared, each soft, elegant step like a ballet dancer gliding on stage. It was the poison spider, the queen of illusions and beautiful traps. A cloak of thin silk wrapped her slender body, dewy pearls sparkling like a necklace around her waist, shimmering in the purple light like a sweet promise of false peace. The poison spider's eyes glowed dimly, flashing cold waves, deep like a bottomless midnight well. Her voice rang out, soft like silk sliding over the heart, both alluring and betraying an unmistakable lurking malice. Not far from there, a small figure curled up in the corner of a spider web, a light floral skirt faintly dusted with sand and tangled threads. Sister Na Tra, fragile yet resilient, her eyes still holding a glimmer of hope, despite the faint scratches on her cheek like marks of a journey of endurance and waiting. On her head, braided with thin grass strands, each lock of hair seemed to hold a story of kindness that had never faded amidst the sea of dangers. Though trapped, Sister Na Tra still lifted her head, her eyes catching the slender white light, gentle like moonlight filtering through the leaves, quietly whispering to herself about the remaining faith amid the surrounding hardships. As he approached the center of that mysterious spiderweb, Cricket gently stopped. His eyes narrowed, his wrist tightened the grass belt more firmly, listening to every slight movement around. The breath of the forest, the rustling wind weaving through the spider threads, all combined into a motionless, uneasy symphony. At the center was the web, not just a physical trap, but also a cunning symbol of intellectual enchantment. The web moved lightly, as if breathing, the web's eyes flickering with light whenever a creature stirred, each silk ring tightening around every thought trying to escape the lure's pull. Cricket clearly felt that it was not only strength needed, but also wisdom and courage to safely step out of this maze. The poisonous spider moved closer, each step like a dance, its small cloak fluttering with every delicate turn. A sweet voice whispered into Cricket's ear. "Stay with me. The deep forest is lonely and dangerous. Here, all worries will disappear." The purple light deepened, swirling around Cricket, enveloping him in an elusive, illusory sensation. But in that moment, the faint light from Sister Na Tra's eyes was like a silent cry in the cold night. The belief in goodness must not be lost. Suddenly, Cricket dodged toward the spider web, the grass belt now agilely transforming into a hook rope, cutting each knot of the web with the precision of battle experience. Yet with every tug, the web glowed dimmer as if layers of confusion were being peeled away, shrinking into small shining crystals that floated into the air, signaling that liberation was near. Just when it seemed like every escape route was closed, the poison spider suddenly dropped from above, attacking unexpectedly with the graceful yet fierce stealth of lurking darkness. The cricket sacrificed everything, rushing forward like an arrow, its body filled with all its remaining strength. But then, overwhelmed by the trap of fate, the last blade of grass slipped from its hand. The entire body of the cricket fell through the air, slow motion tracing broken movements, its face calm yet still showing a doubtful determination. The heartbeat gradually slowed, echoing far away, evoking a sense of ultimate sacrifice. But skillfully, one of the cricket's eyes remained slightly open, closely watching every movement of the poison spider, calculating the moment for a sudden counterattack. In the moment when it seemed everything had shattered, the spiderweb suddenly cracked into thousands of sparkling crystals, fluttering like tiny stars in the night, a gentle white light shining directly on Sister Nha Tra. That light was like a ray of hope, humane and radiant. Two small arms groped their way out of the web, reaching toward Demen, who had now regained the upper hand. The air seemed to hold its breath. The trapper gradually retreated, the purple glow fading in the melting dance rhythm. Demen clumsily stood up, his eyes this time not only showing courage, but also shining with the light of compassion and understanding. The crystallization of the experiences endured, harsh yet precious. Sister Nha Tra was saved, purified by a gentle light like the new moon. Two small figures under the deep forest shadow looked at each other, and just a nod was enough to convey the message. Amidst danger, kindness and wisdom are still the guiding torch, rescuing lives from the sweet but deceptive darkness. And so, the journey of Demen. Now not just a proud, strong individual, but a true warrior, knowing when to stop, knowing how to listen, knowing empathy, and knowing how to overcome life's traps with the power of intelligence and a sincere heart. That dusty coat, the mud on the face, that journey, has now created an unshakable courage, the courage of compassion amidst the maze of fate.